Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Don't mind the whole comfy pajama situation right now. Today's video is going to be a bit of a heart-to-heart. So just been waking up lazy this morning and decided to film this video. Don't mind my voice, I am a little bit sick right now, so I sound a little bit funny. Anyways, today's video is going to be about taking a step back from just the hecticness of life and giving yourself a break every once in a while. So to share a little bit of background about my situation, for quite some time now I've always been a go person, constantly having to be busy, and I was working 2 jobs while doing school full-time, and now that it's summer I'm doing a full-time job plus 2 other jobs that hold more responsibility than a regular part-time job, let's say. So then about a week ago I finally cracked. I hit my low point. I was so mentally and physically exhausted by constantly go, like job after job after job. And it finally got to me. I had been sick for about 2 weeks straight and it wasn't getting any better because I wasn't resting. I wasn't allowing myself time to recover. And I've just had a bad habit of constantly pushing myself. So after I finally cracked, I sat down and really thought about it, and I've realized that I have not given myself a break in a year and a half. It's been a year and a half that I was constantly go and needing to be doing something at all times and needing to be busy. No, don't get me wrong, I was still seeing friends, seeing family, spending time with my boyfriend. I was still trying to have this balance between work and a social life. But that doesn't leave any time for yourself when I'm constantly working, and then every little spare bit I have is cramming someone in. I wasn't leaving time for myself at all, and that can really wear you down after a while. So I was being productive in things, just not being productive in things that I used to enjoy, and letting myself have time to be creative and just get into hobbies or things like that again. So when I was sitting down and thinking about this, it really hit me hard that people my age especially were constantly either like working and in school and doing everything we can to keep that going while also trying to prepare for the future, having this pressure on us of having a place to live and moving out and just everything that the future holds, that we don't enjoy just the time that we have, because realistically we're not going to get this time back. So especially for me, constantly worrying about the future and trying my best to prepare for it, but I'm not completely here and enjoying the time that I have right now. So that did really hit me hard, that myself and people my age are working so hard but they're not taking the time to just be. This is the time that we're figuring out who we are as people, and it's really important for us to enjoy this time because it goes by so fast. It's gonna go by in a blink of an eye, and we don't want to look back and think of all the things that we should have done or could have done instead. So I made the decision to take a step back and get back in tune with myself and really get to know myself again. So for go people like myself, I know it is extremely difficult to even know when to take a step back and give yourself a break. Me personally, whenever I had spare time, I just wouldn't know what to do with myself because I'm constantly go and wanting to be busy. So I would start seeing my hobbies and little things that I used to enjoy doing as a waste of time, when in reality it's not a waste of time. You have to spend time doing the things that you enjoy regardless of what it is, because if you don't take time for yourself, you start to burn out really quickly in your everyday responsibilities. If you're not allowing yourself to have time, if you're not allowing yourself to have downtime and to relax and to do things that you like, it's just gonna make the everyday things that you have to do more difficult, if that makes sense. So I've been personally dealing with this issue very much for a year and a half. And no matter what my friends and boyfriend and everyone was saying and trying to convince me that I was pushing myself too hard, that I was going to harm myself mentally and physically if I didn't rest, I simply wouldn't listen, because I got into this habit. I became basically a workaholic. So I have personally been struggling with this issue for a year and a half now, and no matter what anyone said, no matter how much my friends and my boyfriend tried to convince me that I was pushing myself too hard, I simply wouldn't listen. It was almost like I felt invincible, and I thought that I could do it. I just kept pushing myself because I thought I wouldn't burn out. I was in denial. And I think where that sprouted from was the fact that I had finished my journey of improving my mental health. I was finished my therapy sessions, so I did feel invincible. I felt a million times better, and I felt like I could do anything. So this invincible feeling mixed with the already formed habit and addiction to keeping occupied constantly became very dangerous for me, because there were still things internally that I was dealing with. And if you're someone who struggles with mental health, you do know that it's not something that just disappears. There are things that are gonna stick with you, even if you have received help and are constantly doing things to work on it. There's always gonna be things on the back of your mind. So if you do know someone that is a workaholic, I know it can be extremely frustrating. I got into many almost arguments and serious conversations with my friends that they were worried about me. They were scared. And so I understand someone looking in, that you kind of feel helpless and you don't really know how to make that person take a step back and know that sometimes there isn't much that you can do. Sometimes the best thing that you can do is to just let them realize it, but keep encouraging, remind them of the things they used to enjoy doing, make suggestions. Hey, do you want to go out and do this for a little bit? But yeah, at the end of the day, it's still kind of an addiction, and they will have to kind of realize it on their own. But still be that support, still be there. And really encouraging is the best thing that you can do. That's what my friends started to do and then realized that worked best for me. Was just suggesting to do little things that were my hobbies again, and just kind of still reminding me that, okay, when are you gonna take a break? And I also know that when you finally decide to take that step back, which is already a hard decision, you don't really know where to start. About a week ago, when I made the decision to take that step back and take some time off and time for myself, I really didn't know where to start. So you have to take baby steps. And this could be just giving yourself one morning and one evening to just relax and make yourself a cup of coffee or tea and go sit outside. Enjoy the fresh air and don't constantly have something to occupy yourself with. You don't constantly have to be occupied. Put the phone down. Just be there. I know it's scary, but allow yourself some time to think. So it could be things as simple as that. It could be as simple as going to a place that you enjoy going to. Me personally, I could spend hours in Michael's and Indigo. So I did that. I went on a Michael's trip. I went out and bought a bath bomb and finally had a bath, which I don't even remember last time that I had, just relaxing and I did that. And it's just little baby steps like that, even just short periods of time to yourself, and eventually it almost becomes like a habit. You get more and more used to it. I'm not necessarily saying doing things that involve nothing would work best for you, because if you are someone who's constantly used to being go 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 and busy, it's hard to just sit and not do anything. So you don't necessarily have to sit down and just relax and not do anything. You could be doing productive things that you kept pushing off, things on your to-do list that you just kept setting aside because there were things for you and you said, okay, I'll do it later. For instance, my room. I have wanted to redo my room for the longest time, but I just kept setting it aside. I said I'll eventually get to it. Finally painted my room in the last week. I decided I needed a change, so my baby steps were taking small amounts of time for myself and doing things that were just relaxing, and then also doing things on my to-do list like changing my room up. I felt like I did need a change. Went out, bought new books at Indigo, doing self-reflections every day, whatever it is. Figure out things that you like to do or would like to do on a daily basis. Create a routine and really just try to get more in tune with yourself of the things that you wish you were doing. I know this seems a little bit badly because every person, every situation is going to be different, but it is basically just really sitting down and even making a list of the things that you used to like doing, new things you want to try, places you want to go, things that you kept pushing off, and now that you have more free time or you've decided to take a step back or take a day off for yourself. That could be being lazy at home. Alright, so fast forward to yesterday. I had one of the worst migraines I've ever had. They've been progressively getting worse over the last 2 years. But yesterday I just slept off the entire day. Didn't go to work, didn't do anything, and was still bad last night, so I took today for myself as well. And I figured, since we are talking about giving ourselves some time and taking a step back, figured why not take you guys with me and do a little bit of a vlog of how my relaxation day looks like. So I hope my little rant wasn't too confusing, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this video, and I will see you later.